That's pretty awesome. And I mean, here you are today, and you've got a couple of odd pieces of your own as well. And I actually can't wait for you guys to see her work as well. And yeah, man, you guys stay tuned for part two. But this has been PNP squared, and we're still here. But we're gonna call this day one.
Yeah,
And
day one.
look out for day two. All right.
Hey, yo, what up? It's your voice, Josh. Please kill right here in the streets of JHP. And I'm back again with another episode of PMP Squared, People and Purpose and Passion. And today's episode, it's a part two of the artist's journey featuring Jo Peterson. And we're going to be diving into her current craft right now. She's going to be taking us into the world of art exhibition and the processes that she goes through behind every pieces that she creates. Basically, we're going to be, taking a tour of what she does. And we're going to be looking at a bit of artwork. Can't wait for this one. So just please one time, PMP squared. Let's go.
So Jo, today we do have a couple of your art pieces actually, and I love the fact that you have mentioned that they don't just come about from thin air or to just look pretty, but there is actually meaning behind it, and there's a whole story to tell. So, if you could just give us a young walkthrough through of your art, and and at the same time exposing your beautiful art, because people gotta see. Listen, it's not just pretty, man, but I want you guys to see it visually. But yeah, man, if you could just give us a quick walkthrough on some of your art pieces that we have here today.
Yeah, so as I've mentioned that they do have their own personalities, they do carry a meaning, they have a purpose. And I like to relay something that is deeper than just surface level to people. So whenever I try to make a painting, I'm trying to translate it as best as I can so that it connects with the next person and not just connect with them on a visually appealing level, but deeper than that. So this one is called Comfort, and during my season I had some turmoil, but there were moments where I felt very comforted by God, and the colors that really comforted me during that time were these colors that you see on this canvas. So these colors also, if you have to look them up on the internet, what does beige mean? What does white mean? What does gold mean? All of them do have a meaning. Every color has a meaning. It represents something specific, and it can represent more than one thing as well. But when it comes to specific paintings, specific colors will mean certain things to me. So the beige shades represent the comforting feeling. The white will represent God and how He has been with me throughout my whole journey. And then also the gold will also represent the future that I'm looking forward to, the hope that we have as human beings as well. Because during your turmoil, you do have a sense of hope still as well. So that is what these colors in the specific painting will mean. And this is how it's also able to connect with people on a deeper level, because now people realize that, oh my goodness, okay, this means more than just comfort, but it means a whole journey that we have to go through as people. And obviously in that journey, you're experiencing so many other things as well, and everybody can relate to that. Everybody can relate to a tough journey, a journey that's full of turmoil, or moments where you feel comforted.
All right, so I just wanted to ask more about the exhibition, right? So it's pretty awesome that you actually met like-minded individual. It makes it feel like it was just like a flowing state. And I wanted to ask, like, as you were participating in your first exhibition, was it how was the selection process like in terms of the art pieces that you had chosen? Was it like a special theme around it that you had to uphold, or did you have full creative freedom to just bring out what you wanted and, coming from the heart? How did that actually come
It was actually, there wasn't a theme for it at that time when the gallery owner approached me, but he knew I was an abstract artist and he had this whole idea it kind of came into being as time went on.
Correct.
And I think when he asked me to be part of it, he asked other few artists to be part of it as well. But there was like a common theme between all of us, which was abstraction, which is abstract art and what abstraction actually kind of represents. And I think all of our work at that time represented some sort of abstraction. And when he told me to paint quite a few paintings, because at that point I didn't have all the paintings ready, and he told me he needed like a certain few or a certain amount of paintings, and I had to really get into my creative choices now to try and figure out what direction am I going to go with it, because even though it is part of abstraction, I still need to find a theme for my artworks, because all of them have to talk to a specific theme. And I came about my transition or my transitioning because it was during a time when I was literally transitioning from one season of my life into another season of my life. So each of the paintings that I created during that time represented some part of the journey that I was going through. So you'll see some of them are called growth or comfort or something, but all of them represent some part of my journey that I was experiencing during that time. So all of them have their own characteristics. I like to feel that art has to carry a purpose. So each and every single one of my art pieces carry a purpose, because firstly they have a name, they have a story behind them, they have a meaning to them as well. So it's not just another pretty thing that sits on your wall, but it's actually something that carries meaning. Okay, so this one's name is Growth, and it speaks to the moments in life where we are growing as people, and not just physically growing, but also growing in terms of our character, in terms of our development. And this one is very specific to growing pains. So, during your process of growing as a human being, as your character develops, there's moments where you feel frustrated, there's moments where you feel pain, there's moments where you just feel angry because things aren't going your way. But that is the process of growing. You grow out of your old shell and grow into your new shell. You grow out of the old skin and grow into something new. So it comes with the pains, it comes with the stretching. And as you can see on this painting itself, there's like cracks as well. And the cracks represent that cracking moment where you're breaking out of your old shell and just bringing forth the new person, or the person that you are meant to be actually. And once again, the colors, very specific. Green speaks to growth, it speaks to newness, and this is why I use different shades of green as well, because there's different moments in our lives and different areas where we do experience growth. And the white in this one also does represent God again, and how He has led me through the growing and the transitioning. And then obviously the gold in this painting also speaks towards the hope for the future, the prosperity that will come, but just having something to hold on to while you are going through this process. So this is one of my latest works, and it's an unfolding theme that I'm busy currently working on. So this is one of the first pieces. I have another piece that I've worked on, but it is currently developing. So it's within its developing stages. And I don't want to reveal too much about it, but it does speak to us as people and how the trials and challenges that we go through can break us, but also how it also makes us more valuable as people. But all will be revealed in the weeks and months to come, because I don't want to speak too much about it as yet. But yeah, I will release more as the theme kind of progresses. So ironically, the last piece that I'm speaking about is actually one of the first pieces that I created last year. And my theme was called My Transitioning. And this piece is called my transition. So it was basically speaking about that moment when I was stepping into a whole new season of my life. So it was basically to represent a season of my life that I wasn't quite understanding, which I was calling my transition, because I think generally when we transition as people, we are going into an unknown territory. We aren't familiar with everything that's happening around us within our lives, and also the things that are happening inwardly as well. So specifically with this one, the emerald green represents refinement, and that's also when you in a transition stage, you are also going through a moment of being refined as a person. And then obviously the white represents God, and obviously how he was still with me during that whole uncomfortable phase of my life. And then also the silver will represent the Holy Spirit and its leading as well. And obviously the gold will represent the hope that I had, that even though I was going through this whole process, there was hope that I was going to come out of it. And I didn't know how I was going to come out of it or who I was going to be at the end of it, but I knew that I was going to be a better person, even though I didn't understand it at that point.
Well, we've reached the end of our show. I'm sure you guys can tell it's kind of dark now, but it's been a great day spending it with Jo Peterson, the multi faceted. Am I saying that correct?
Multifaceted.
Multifaceted individual, and yeah, we just got to explore a bit of our world today. And yeah, man, I already knew partly about it, but I just wanted to share that with the rest of the world as well. And yeah, man, this has been PNP Squared. Joe, you got anything to say to the people out there as a goodbye?
I'll just say, never give up on your dreams. You have gifts and talents for a reason. Explore them, use them, and make them work for you.
100%, man. I couldn't agree more. But this has been PNP Squared, People and Purpose, Purpose and Passion. And yeah, man, see you guys on the next episode.
Movie. Movie.